The S&P 500 has just registered a sell signal according to the RSI, or Relative Strength Index. The RSI, which measures price momentum, has moved above 70, indicating that the market is overbought, and has now moved below 70, indicating that price momentum is declining. A lot of technical analysts use this indicator to say that that condition triggers a sell signal. Now, from a seasonal perspective, we only want to consider that sell signal in July and August. Why? August and September are the two weakest contiguous months of the year on a seasonal basis, on average over the long term. So when the market becomes stretched to the upside just before those 2 months, and then starts to lose price momentum, we often see August and September perform poorly. This is a graph of the S&P 500. This bottom panel is the RSI with a 14-day standard period. Here we can see the overbought line is the red line here. That's at 70. The S&P 500 bottomed on April the 8th and has had a strong rally since then. If we go down to the RSI, we can see the S&P 500 was oversold, according to the RSI, on April the 8th, and then we saw that bounce higher. The price momentum has increased and now has moved above 70, indicating an overbought condition, and moved back below 70, triggering that sell signal that we were talking about. It's now at 66. Let's go back and take a look at some previous circumstances when this has happened. So let's go back to 2024. We saw the RSI in July, that's the time period we're considering, move above 70 and then below 70, indicating a sell signal. So here you can see the S&P 500 peaked in July and it bottomed mid-August. So it wasn't very much of a decline, but I do want to point out that in September, the market was still lower than when the sell signal was triggered. If we go back to 2023, here we can see the RSI moved above 70 and moved back below 70. But I do want to point out this was in December, so this is not the time period that we're looking at. We're looking at July and August when the sell signal occurs. So let's go back further in 2023. In July, once again, we see that RSI move above 70 and move back below, triggering the sell signal. And here the S&P 500 peaked in July, moved lower, and bottomed in October to set up for a strong rally in the 6-month period starting in October. So let's go back further. Let's go back to 2022. The market peaked when the RSI moved above 70 and then crossed back below. Now, the market actually bottomed in this case in September, late September. Now, September can represent a good entry opportunity for the market when we've seen a big decline happen for the stock market from July. And October was still lower than when the sell signal was triggered with the RSI. If we go back and take a look at the long-term trends, what we find is that when this RSI signal is triggered in July or August, August and September tend to be weaker months of the year, and we tend to find weak performance at that time. There's no guarantee that just because we've just seen that sell signal triggered in July, that the S&P 500 will move lower in August and September, but it does increase the odds that we will see poorer performance for the S&P 500 in the next couple months. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, please like and subscribe and help grow the channel. Thank you very much.